time. What's going on, Liam? How you doing?
What's going on, my man? Huge news today. Absolutely huge news. I am coming to you with natural sunlight because it was cloudy before. Aaron Rodgers has just shed some light on our beloved New York Jets. Gino, how you feeling, my man?
I am. I'm numb. I think that's a good word for me right now. I am numb. Don't know how to feel right now. A lot going through my mind. There's a lot of mixed messages from Packers and Jets fans and and everything else. I think we finally got clarity. And you know what? Rodgers is doing it his way. He's
Yeah,
doing it his way. Went on the Pat McAfee show. Um, it's really interesting. The it,
good
it's
afternoon,
we're gonna
Matthias.
be. What's up, Matthias? Sorry, bear with me, my man. Bear with me, my man. It's gonna be. I might be everywhere with my words right now. I like I said, a lot of mixed messages. My family even texted me, and they were like, you know, he's a diva. You know, there's a lot of like mixed messages with the Packers and Rodgers. I mean, yeah,
Mixed
there's a
emotion.
lot. Yeah, there's a lot that can go in it with it. I do see people. I do see people's understanding of the Rodgers situation if you're a Packer fan, and I do see where the Jets stuff is coming from too. But overall, this puts us in a great position. This
Oh,
puts us in a
absolutely.
fantastic position. We can now finally say that we are not only one of the Super Bowl contending, we actually have a shot to win 11 games, maybe. Like, I
Yeah.
don't remember the last time. Okay, put them up there. Put them up
All
there.
right.
Elmo, let's squash this. I
Yeah.
saw the Let's Talk Jets radio. I don't hate you. Okay. I said Big Bird was my favorite, and then it just started from there. I have nothing but love for you, man. I thought you hated me. That means I hated you. We're good now. It's all good. Clear the slate starting today, and we're good to go. Come back, interact with
Do we
me,
get
interact with you.
do we
It's
get an
all
air
good.
hug from Gino?
You can give me an air hug, air hug. There we go. There we
So
go.
for those of you who
But
don't know,
I'm gonna cuddle with this
Oh,
thing though. I'm gonna
whoa,
cuddle with this thing though first. I think this is a must need for cuddling with this.
hell yeah, man! Come get some
Um,
AFC East. I love it, Matthias.
yes, it's a
Wow,
must need. It's a must
Gino,
need.
you gotta hold that for the whole video, my man.
I can't. My arms are made
It's
like
so
that right
heavy.
now.
It's so heavy.
I mean, I'll give
Yeah.
you one of these too. But
Oh, jeez.
I
Okay.
you know what? It's a great feeling if you're if I think it's a great feeling if you're a Jets fan. If you're a Packer fan, it's kind of bittersweet, but I think for them, it's kind of like thank God we know what's going on now. Get rid of him. Have Jordan Love be that next person. They could go out and they could smash free agency in the draft, and then they'll be just fine. But overall, the Jets are in a position where we can win now. Yes, we did lose Shepard. We did lose Rankins. We did add Clark, and I'm really happy about that. And also just on the offense, we still have a solid offense. We signed Lazard.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
wow. Like, I, it's great to find clarity. Now we can just sit back and wait. Now we can wait to see what the trade looks like. Now to see what happens. That's why I'm wearing my Brett Favre jersey today because it's literally deja vu all over again.
That's
So,
right.
but I guarantee you, now I'm thinking Matthias, Elmo, Jeffrey. I'm strongly thinking that I need to go to the home opener now.
Oh man. Yeah. So I'm thinking. So what do you think is a
uh,
fair compensation to give up for Aaron Rodgers?
I know there's rumors that they want like a first round. For they want a first round and maybe a second round, a couple players. I think right now they're still working on compensation. It feels like I feel like they're still working on the players that want to be involved with that, and I think there's going to be a few high draft picks. I feel like maybe first, second round, maybe a third round, and then like next year, maybe a second or a fourth round. It just really depends. But I feel like it's going to be. I feel like I don't know, but I feel like it's going to be at least 2 draft picks and 2 players, or 1 play. What do you think?
Uh, I think it's at most. I mean, I could see it being like one first rounder,
Yeah.
but I don't. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like a first rounder and done. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is an elite, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Hall of Fame quarterback. You guys know all the accolades. He's worth a first round pick. He is, 100%. It'd be great if we don't have to give up the first, and if we could just maybe like a second and a third. I don't see a player being involved. If I do, if we are giving up a player, I think it's either going to be Elijah Moore or Corey Davis. To be
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't want to give up Elijah Moore. I think that whole trade nonsense with him from earlier last season has been squashed. Pretty much all it was he was jealous. Well, not jealous, but just upset that he wasn't getting the targets. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that it had anything to do with him not wanting to be a New York Jet. Um, Aaron Rodgers is going to find a way to get the ball to Elijah Moore, and that's all Elijah Moore wants. He wants to be recognized as one of the staples of this offense, which he is. Aaron Rodgers
Mm-hmm.
is coming in here pissed off. He has a chip on his shoulders. Pat
Mm-hmm.
McAfee was showing they're stacking chips on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt that, yes, Aaron Rodgers loves Green Bay, nothing but love and respect,
Yeah.
but he's pissed. He's pissed off. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like he should have been handled that way. And it's not just him. He feels like they did Randall Cobb dirty, Clay Matthews, Jordy Nelson. The list goes on and on. That's
Mm-hmm.
what we found out today. He feels like the Packers do not treat their players like family. So he's
Mm-hmm.
upset about it. He's going to be coming out for blood because he even came out and straight up said they drafted my replacement in 2020. And then he
Mm-hmm.
went on to win back-to-back MVP. He said, if I didn't win those MVPs, we would have been talking about this 2 years ago.
Mm. Yeah,
So
true.
Aaron Rodgers is pissed. He's going to come to the Jets and say, listen, I'm not washed. I still have the arm. I still have my smarts. I can still be an elite quarterback, which I really believe he can be. Last year, he had a down season. He also had a
Mm.
broken thumb. He played through it. You got him comfortable playmakers like Alan Lazard. Some people are saying that the New York Jets should not have made it public with Aaron Rodgers' wish list. But listen, it's not like Aaron Rodgers just like scribbled on a piece of paper and said, "Here, get me these guys or I'm not coming." The New York Jets did what anybody would have done. What are you cracking a beer?
I am cracking this. Oh, cheers to you.
What?
Cheers to you.
I could cheers you one better.
There you go. Water.
Got my
Uh,
giant water bottle. Gotta get ready to go to the gym after this.
there you go.
But
I do agree with all the good points that you made some good points, but I'm also worried. I'm worried to see what an Aaron Rodgers comes in. What would that be like? What would that look like for me? There's
is
a
this a
lot of
concern to
players.
you?
I'm just a little worried about Wilson not getting as many looks because of new guys coming in. Oh, that's a good point. I mean, that is a good point. I think that but I'm going to be honest though. He Wilson is kind of reminding me of a Devontae Adams. He's got that. I think he has the potential to be better than Devontae Adams from everything that he's doing. Now, Devontae Adams is one of the best players in the NFL. He'll probably be one of the best players at his position of all time eventually. I'm not saying right now, eventually. But I think Wilson has a high ceiling, and I think Rodgers is going to put it to his hands more than we think, because I think that's the way Rodgers sees him, is another Adams. Yes, you're going to bring in Lazard. We might bring in Randall Cobb more, and then we might be keeping Mims. I don't know, but I know that we don't have Smith anymore. Corey Davis is destined to be cut at any time now. I just think right now it's going to be up in the air because we still have tight ends he needs to throw. Hackett establishes that running game. He's got 4 people to choose from for the running game now. I mean, he's Hackett is that guy establishes that strong running game when it comes to Aaron Jones when he was there, and even the guys before him. He's got better weapons now, I feel like. I mean, when you have Hall, right? And when you have Knight, you got Carter now. And even at tight end, you got 3 to 4 tight ends now, and even with Wilson, I am I think it's going to be just fine. More in
I'm not worried
Mims,
about it at all.
more in Mims. I'm kind of worried about. I'm not going to lie to you there. More in Mims. I'm worried about.
Well, before we move on, I'm not worried about Garrett Wilson at all. I think he's got that dog in him. I think he's gonna be just fine. Listen, Aaron Rodgers elevates everybody around him. He does. And Denzel Mims, I mean, he's dropped a lot of passes. He's
Mhm.
made a very good case that he should be cut. He should be traded. But what is Denzel Mims' trade value? And one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to get rid of our young talent that's on the uprise to bring them in with some veterans. I don't want to lose Elijah Moore for Randall Cobb. I don't.
Mhm.
But I don't even think that Denzel Mims has much trade value, to be completely honest with you. And
Mhm.
then what would you give up for an Elijah Moore? A second round pick maybe? You get back what you got for him?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I would keep Elijah Moore if I could. If there is a trade where we have to get rid of a player, I think that he is probably the consensus pick. I think it just makes sense to get rid of Elijah Moore.
Mhm.
But I mean, we got Alan Lazard, who's also like a big body. The thing I do like about Elijah Moore is he's kind of our smaller guy that fits the slot really well. You're gonna have Garrett Wilson and Lazard on the outside. We're gonna have possibly Elijah Moore in the slot. That's where he belongs. That's where he played most of last season. We don't have Barrios to go into the slot now. We don't have Jeff Smith, who's a smaller wide receiver. So I think if anything, then you're gonna have to, if you get rid of Elijah Moore, you're gonna have to replace your slot wide receiver, and I don't think that's
Mhm.
really ideal for the New York Jets. I don't think that we're gonna be going up to get a wide receiver in this upcoming draft class.
Mhm.
So if I could keep Elijah Moore, I would 100% do it. What do you think?
I mean, there's no doubt I want to keep more. I mean, I want more than anything. See what I did there?
I want
More than
more,
anything,
more, and
more than
more.
any. I want more than anything. So I think if more come, I think Rodgers can make more happy. I really think so. If he can make Garrett Wilson happy and Brees Hall happy, I mean, they're just knocking on the door to get him in. And even Sauce Gardner, I mean, he's knocking on the door to get him in. I mean, why not? I mean, I think now I would be surprised if he gets traded, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mims is in that conversation or Corey Davis is in that conversation, maybe even a Lawson. But I mean, breaking news, we lost Shepard and we lost
Rankins.
Rankins today and yesterday. So we're gonna have to go out and get some D tackles now and outside edges now. So it's going to be very interesting overall. But let's look at the facts of what we got right now, Liam. We have Wilson right now. We got Lazard. We got Mims. We got Moore, and we have Corey Davis. We
And
don't
Garrett
have
Wilson.
Barry. Didn't I just say that was my first one?
I might have missed that. Oh
Okay,
well.
we'll start over. Wilson, not Williams, damn it. Wilson, Lazard, Mims, Moore, Corey Davis, Smith, and Barrios are cut. What do you got? Calvin Jackson maybe on the practice squad. I mean, that's five. That's five of them right there.
Yeah, we might need to get like at least like one or two more guys for depth.
I think
Because let's be
Cobb.
honest,
I
like
think Cobb's coming. I really do
that's
think
fine.
Cobb's coming. I
I
I
don't want to.
know
Yeah.
I know you don't want Cobb.
Well, it's not that I don't want him. I just don't want to have to give up like one of our young players on the up and rising for somebody like 69, 70-year-old Randall Cobb. The guy's like 107. I don't have to give
Yeah.
up anything for him. You got to think too. OBJ might be coming here too.
What do you think about that?
I would do it. I would
You
do it
would
in a
do
heartbeat.
it? Oh, you'd do
Yep.
it in a heartbeat?
hmm I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
if
you have
you
to give
bring
him.
in
I don't
OBJ,
think it's gonna be expensive.
what would you do with Moore though?
What do you mean? I would
More
keep
and
more too.
Mims,
I would
huh?
keep him too.
Okay. I'm just saying everybody's going to want targets. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's fine. Aaron
So
Rodgers could
it's
get them all the ball.
okay.
We have an elite quarterback now. He's gonna find a way to spread the ball around. And not only
Right.
that, dude. Let's be honest. We're like one Garrett Wilson injury away, one Lazard injury away from lacking serious, starting depth at that position. If one of
It's
those
true.
guys, God forbid, goes down, then that's going to be a problem.
It's true.
It's nice that we have elite playmakers right now,
Oh
but
yeah.
we don't have depth. I'm not saying that
It's
the
true.
depth needs to be as elite, but they need to be competent. I don't want it to be like 2020 where you're marching, guys like Hogan out there and Smith. Thank God, dude. Those days are finally gone.
Oh my God, those were horrible days. It
But
is a good problem to have, Jeffrey. I agree with you. And Rodgers also loves his tight ends. That is also for sure, Matthias. He loves that, and he loves a good running backs. That's why Dylan and Jones have been such a great running duo for a long time. Now, I know people are rumored to get, maybe Mercedes Lewis is on his wish list,
I
but
I
that's
want to
been
talk to you about that.
confirmed. That's been confirmed that he didn't send a wish list.
Right.
So
That's yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay with. I don't want Lewis here. Cobb, I can
I was
see
gonna say
come, but
before we move on, like with Mercedes Lewis, like where would he even fit into our offense? Like we have Conklin, we have Uzama that we just restructured. We have
right,
Ruckert.
right.
Where is Mercedes Lewis fitting into this? I don't even know where he fits into this.
You
You
know,
have
you
Yaro on
know.
the practice squad.
Do you know where he fits? Tight ends coach.
Oh, okay.
Put him
So
as
then
a
you're gonna
tight
get
ends
rid of Ron
coach.
Middleton?
I don't know, but if Rodgers
Love
wants
Ron
him there,
Middleton.
no, I love Rod. No, I'm not saying that. I love Rod Milton. I'm just saying if Rodgers really wants him that bad,
I
give,
think
give
Rodgers could live.
assistant tight ends coach.
I think Rodgers is gonna have to learn to live without him. To be completely honest with you,
Yeah,
because let's be honest, like the Green Bay Packers, they're not mortgaging their farm. They're not mortgaging their future. Like
right,
they want to keep as many legit playmakers around Jordan Love as possible because they want to see what this guy can really do.
right,
And them losing Lazard really hurts them. Them losing
right.
Aaron Rodgers really hurts them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they got rid of, or they're not getting rid of, I should say, Aaron Rodgers because they don't believe that he can play. It's they have to figure out what to do with Jordan Love. That's what this whole thing comes down to.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then no, Green Bay is in a rebuild. Yes, they are in a rebuild, but I don't think that they're willing to completely tear it down. If they are, then that's a very bad move on their half
Mm-hmm.
because they don't have these next 4 years or so with a rookie quarterback. You know,
That's true.
They
I
have
think
what, 2 years? He was drafted in 2020. So yeah, he has like 2 years left to figure out what this kid is. Now should not be the time to be going into a rebuild. If that was the case, then they should have got rid of Rodgers in 2020 and just completely tore it all down from there.
I agree with him. I mean, I agree with you. But I think overall, the Packers still got a good defense, though. Like they're still a good defense. So it's one of those things where if they're missing a few pieces and Love all of a sudden is good, then it'll be interesting. But we're not going to bring him Bakhtari. They already reconstructed his contract. I would be shocked if Bakhtari comes in and
He's
just
not.
I know with the trade, I would be shocked, but it is what it is. Wait, good
I mean,
luck with the diva. Good luck with the
yeah.
diva.
Let's talk about this. So we
Hey man,
got an
you're entitled to
angry.
your own opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion. It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, your opinion sucks too.
Hey, I'm
What kind
always
of name is
fair.
that?
I'm always fair.
I'm not.
I
You
know.
could be the fair one. I'm gonna tell this guy his opinion sucks. Aaron Rodgers is not a diva. How is he a diva? He's not the one that held this up. This was the New York Jets and the Packers coming to terms with trade compensation or just straight up compensation. We don't know.
Right. Right. That is true. That is true. But
He
I
could
want to
be a
get
bit
back
of
to
a diva
this.
too.
I want to get back to this.
Yes.
Why is Rodgers want to bring in a tight end? We got four of them. Smith, he got going to be in talks. Just saying Rodgers already doing too much on the wish list. How you think the players that are there already feel about it? I mean, I think Green Bay was ready to move on. I think some of them. I think it's a split thing with the Packers. Some of them are ready to move on. Some of them aren't. Just like the Packers fan base. Some of them are ready to move on. Some of them weren't. Like Botkins. We're gonna bring Botkins on in the next couple of weeks, and he's in mourning. I texted him today. I said, "Sup, big bro?" And he's in mourning right now. So he goes, "New number. Who is this?" So it's
Well, you
just
see,
fun.
what's funny
It's okay
is
though.
I think that the players actually maybe kind of like this wish list. I mean, Sauce Gardner was on the phone with OBJ.
That'd be
Garrett
dope.
Wilson saying, "OBJ, come over here." So I think the players are excited for this. They want a complete squad around them. Like we have the building blocks, we have a foundation. Like we even have studs up. We're building a house. Let's get the walls up now. That's what it's coming down to. But yeah, look at the like whatever the hell his name was, FVGC 69 ass. It looks I don't know what that his name is. Yeah, we have haters already, man. But you know what?
Exactly. I
Hey,
don't
man,
I
we're
don't
the New
believe
York
in it.
Jets.
I
We
don't
always
believe
get
in
it.
this wish list anymore. I don't. It's
It's
bull
not
crap.
true,
It's bull crap.
and
I don't believe in
it's
this
not
anymore.
it's not that like he gave them like a list. I'm sure what Woody Johnson said was, Aaron Rodgers, what can we do to make you as comfortable as possible coming to a new environment?
Right.
So yeah, he doesn't talk to a lot of the younger players, which is fine. But you know what? He's gonna have to talk to Sauce. He's gonna have to talk to Garrett Wilson, Elijah
Right.
Moore, Brees Hall.
Right. Right.
But he's also bringing some familiarity with him.
Exactly.
He's going to be comfortable. There's nothing wrong with that. You see the same thing with head coaches. Rex Ryan brought in Bart Scott, Jim Leonard.
Right.
Like
Right.
this is what happens. We're starting to see some 49ers players
Exactly.
come over here.
Yes.
Same thing when you bring an elite quarterback. He's been in the same place for
Yeah,
18 years.
that
Do you,
right.
let me
Yeah.
ask you a question. Do you
But
think?
I wanted to establish this comment real quick though. I
Go
want to
ahead.
establish this comment. I don't think he's going to wear the number 12. I think Rodgers has too much respect for that. I really think he's very sensitive. I mean, he keeps telling himself that he is sensitive about stuff. And I think the rich history, just like because number 13 is already retired with Lazard. Lazard was number 5 in college. I think he's going to take the number 5. And Rodgers was
Yep.
number 8 in college. So I think him and Moore are going to work it out, or Moore keeps the number 8. And I could see Rodgers being number 10. I could see him just being the number 10. I would be
That was
extremely
Barrios'
shocked.
number.
Exactly. I would be extremely shocked if Rodgers is number 13 is number 12, because I listen, name it, he can say all he wants. That's his number. He could give it to him. That's great. I'm not saying that he's not going to do that, but if I'm Rodgers and what I'm hearing through that Pat McAfee show, I don't think he's going to do. What do you think? What do you think?
I think 5 personally would look good on him. I could see 10 being good too.
Yeah, I think
5
Lazard's
or
good to
10.
number 5 though, because that was his college number.
Yeah. This is true too. I mean, Elmo's kind of right here. Like the Packers make it sound like we're giving up Jermaine Johnson and Sauce, and why don't we give him
We're
Garrett
not.
Wilson while we're at it too? It's ridiculous.
We're
The
not.
Packers fans, like they've never experienced this. All they known was good football year in and year out. So they don't know what to do
Exactly.
now.
Exactly. Hey, I love this one. If OBJ comes in here, what a weapons are. I mean, it's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
we have weapons galore. I don't think. Listen, Rodgers hasn't been in this situation in a long time. Okay, he's gone to the Super Bowl and won with okayish weapons. Like they were good. He had a great defense, but I was thinking maybe even like 2 or 3 years ago he had an established team. When a Super Bowl run, he had okay weapons, but he won because they were just on the dime. They were just going through people. Great defense. Charles Woodson was in there. I mean, this year, I think this is a whole new thing. This is just a whole new thing because now we have people. Like I said, I haven't said this in a long time. I know you haven't said this in a long time, Liam, but this is a few steps more. We need a few more guys, and this is one of the Super Bowl teams. One of them will be talked. Even there's a lot of analysts out there. Even Connor Hughes has been saying this. Stephen A. Smith, but Stephen A. Smith is like favorite of the hour. Who knows what he's going to say in another hour? But a lot of people are saying all this. You can't ignore. We're not the same old Jets, and the AFC is super packed. It's going to be extremely difficult just to even get in the playoffs because of the AFC. Because now, but I have faith. I really do have faith now.
I'm not so worried about the Bills. I mean, obviously they got Poyer back today.
I'm talking about the whole AFC. I'm not talking just about our division. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but like with the AFC East, I mean, I think that it's definitely up for grabs. I think Aaron Rodgers definitely puts us over that hump. Miami, they're making moves, and let's be fair.
Yeah.
Tua, I will be fair. I'm going to be a completely unbiased fan here. I think Tua is a decent quarterback. When he was putting up some numbers last year, before, like when he was healthy. Him staying
Exactly.
healthy, that's the biggest concern. I mean, they went out, they got Ramsey, so he's definitely going to be covering Lazard or Garrett Wilson. It's going to be interesting though, man. New York Jets football, baby, come get some. The New York Jets are back. We are back on the map. We are the center of attention. Woody Johnson is loving this. Woody Johnson is creaming his pants right now. Let me tell you, he really is. But with that being said, like Matthias said, the new league year is here. We can go
Mhm.
out now. We gotta beef up the offensive line. That's the first thing. I was not a fan of getting rid of Nate Herbig. To be completely honest with you,
I
he
know
was
that
definitely
sucks.
new to the system. We're gonna have to maybe go out and draft a center, or we're gonna have to draft another offensive tackle, offensive guard. We're gonna have to beef up this offensive line. Maybe you see what kind of offensive linemen are available now in free agency,
Hmm.
but we're definitely gonna have to beef up this offensive line
Oh
because
yeah.
that's where it starts in the trenches, man. But I haven't been this excited as a Jets fan. I
Yeah.
mean, I was super excited in
Right.
2010, 2009, but I was also 9 and 10 years old.
Yeah.
I'm an adult, and since I've become
Yeah.
an adult, all I know is bad football, man.
Yeah. I understand
2015
that.
was fun,
Yeah, I
but
understand.
dude, man,
Hmm.
we're talking Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're talking Super Bowl.
It's real. It's a realistic possibility.
I mean, and not only that, I've been a Jets fan since I was 9 years old. I came in during the Pennington days, and then it went
Yep,
to
my childhood.
and then Favre. I remember
Hmm.
Favre and especially Sanchez. So that's all I remember is Penny. I don't
Was my
remember
childhood.
Vinny. I don't remember Vinny Testaverde really that well. Um, but overall, I think Favre was one of the main ones for me, and then of course Sanchez as well. But
Yeah,
I really do have faith though. I really have faith in Joe Douglas. And just like Matthias said, I have faith in Joe Douglas. I think Hackett I think Hackett is going to keep Rodgers in line whatever happens. I think Sauce Gardner is not going to let anything slip. I don't think we're going to get that type of attitude that Revis had with his money negotiation on the HBO's what was that,
Hard
Hard
Knocks.
Knock Hard Knocks. I don't think we're going to get that type of drama with the Antonio Holmes. I think this is going to be a very different thing. I think this is going to be a fresh start for Rodgers. I think Hackett's going to keep him in line. I think our players are going to hold everybody accountable when something happens. And now, the one thing that I'm most anxious now that I know that Rodgers, that this is going to be done eventually, I'm anxiously waiting on Quinnen. I want to know what that
When
Quinnen
it's gonna get
contract
done.
is. I want to know what then I will feel more and more at ease. But right now, Joe Douglas is going to do everything in his power to beef up this team. This is not a 49er team anymore with the connections with Salah now. This is coming into a Packer team now. And this is going to be a little bit of a mix because we brought in Clark. Leo, we brought in Clark from the Ravens. That's more of of the Ravens connection with Joe Douglas. So I'm I wouldn't be shocked if we go all over the place and get some players that are more familiar with Joe Douglas and with Rodgers as a good mixture. But Salah, I want to talk about Salah real quick. What do you think? Do you think he's happy about this?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely. But
he's
I
positive. He's that positive guy. He's a positive. He does stuff behind the scenes, but you know what I mean. His press conferences. I know we talked about this a lot, but what do you think about that?
well, before I get into all that, real quick, I just want to say, like, we're not a 49ers team. We're not a Packers team, really.
Yeah,
We're the New York Jets team now, man.
yeah. This is
That's
coming
what
into
we
our
are. We're
own.
the New York. Yeah, we are our own identity, our own team now, and I'm
Yeah,
super freaking pumped for it.
yeah.
With Robert Saleh now, that brings up a very good point. I mean,
Exactly, because this is
this puts
not
him,
he didn't
if
want
anything, this
him.
puts him.
He didn't want
I,
him in the
I
beginning
don't,
though.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so? Okay. I think you
Well,
wanted Carr.
I think they only wanted Carr because they didn't know what Rodgers was.
Hmm.
But I think that now, I mean, like, what head coach wouldn't want a Hall of Fame worthy quarterback?
I agree with
Robert
you.
Saleh knows
I
firsthand.
agree with you. Jimmy
Out
G.
of he respects the hell out of Aaron Rodgers too. I mean, he played him multiple times in San Francisco. He knows what that's all about. The AFC Championship games, all the playoff games. Like, this was big for
Mm.
him, man. I think that this does put Robert Saleh more on the hot seat, though. Do you agree? I think if this doesn't work out for whatever reason, then Robert Sala's gonna be the first one to go.
Yeah, hands down, I agree. I'm not
But
saying I don't.
this
I'm
could
not.
also save their jobs though too. I mean, this could keep
Yeah,
Robert Sala. This could keep Joe Douglas here for the next 5 years at least.
I think. Listen, I'm not. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, and I think you're correct. This is a New York Jets team. This is not people following Sala anymore. This is not people following LaFleur anymore or anybody else. For me, Saleh is a player's coach, and I think he gets stuff done behind the scenes more than his press conferences let on. He just lets people believe what
Yes.
they want to believe. He keeps it in house, just like Joe Douglas does, and I like that. Doesn't need to be all over the media, but I think now, since they had that conversation in California, because they brought in everybody. I mean, just like Rodgers said, the money guy, JD, Hackett, Saleh, Woody. I mean, they brought in the whole just to get to know each other, just to see what they're thinking and what he's
Yeah,
thinking. And I love AJ Hawk, what he's saying.
I do
I've known
too.
since Tuesday. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But
Thank you, Andrew. Welcome aboard.
thanks, Andrew.
Just
Appreciate you,
sub.
my
This has got
man.
to be the best news in the 40 years. Yeah, absolutely, man.
I
This has got
agree.
to be the best news in the last 40 years. The only thing bigger
Yes.
than this is the Super Bowl. But thank you
Yeah.
for subbing, man. Definitely
Yeah.
appreciate it. Welcome aboard to this crazy,
Crazy.
uh,
Crazy,
yeah,
crazy talk.
insane podcast.
I
Things
love
get
I
old
love
fast here.
Spin Max Dave though. I love what he said. After sex, good feel, need a drink and a cigar now. I love that. I love
That's true.
that. That's funny.
Absolutely.
I love that.
This is the best quarterback we've had, I believe, ever. So pumped for the rest of this offseason. Now, yeah,
Yes.
man, absolutely. Now we could really start our offseason and we
Yeah.
could see this finally start to take shape. I
Right.
can't wait to see Aaron Rodgers wearing that positive vibes only shirt, man. That's going to be epic.
And then he's gonna go into another darkness retreat with Sala.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
Get to know each other. Get to know each other in the darkness retreats.
And the
Um,
thing, like you said, is that like Robert Sala being a player's coach, he mentioned to Joe Beningo that when they're in those team meeting rooms and the
yeah,
cameras are off and it's just them,
exactly.
that's when they're
Exactly.
brutally honest. That's what I like
Yes.
from Robert Sala. Like he
I
doesn't want
agree.
to create any more negative headlines than there has to be. And that was kind of a complaint about Rex Ryan was that he wanted to be one of the boys. Like
Yeah, and he
he
can't do
he
that
let
a
his
lot.
mouth
Yeah.
talk, too much and like he was talking all this nonsense.
Yeah.
It was fun at the time. Players were ready to run through a brick wall for him, but at some point, like it
That's
just got
true.
out of hand. Are you afraid that Robert Sala is going to lose the locker room, and like if you bring in all these big name players, that they're just going to run the locker room, or do you think that Robert Sala has enough command of the locker room to be like, no, listen, I'm still the head coach of this team. What I say goes. What do you think?
Before I answer that, I'm just going to say whatever happens with anything with the fans, and anything that Rodgers has done with the Packers, and anything with all the drama, and then him coming here and bringing that, it is a valid concern, but I'm not concerned. I don't think Salah's going to lose the locker room. I think the players are going to step up. I think big names are going to step up. I don't think it's going to be toxic like everybody is thinking to be. Whatever happens, you leave it in the past. Just like Quinnen. Quinnen said it best in one of his interviews after week one. He said this in week three that they handled it with Salah and Olbrook. They were fine after that. If you nip it in the bud immediately, just like what he did with Wilson and Salah, talk about Salah, just like Salah did with Wilson and Elijah Moore in the Mims situation, that's when I knew that, okay, all right. Behind the scenes, he's doing his job. He's doing the work. And JD let him do that. And I'm really happy. And I think that's not going to happen this year. I think they're going to nip it in the bud right away.
Yeah, and like Aaron Rodgers is not going to tolerate that either from like a younger player. But like even like our younger players are outspoken too. Uh, Garrett Wilson, his rookie year, he's calling out guys like Zach Wilson.
Agreed.
You know, so
Elmo, bring up a good point. I was just thinking about this 40 minutes ago that I think they're going to at least. I would not be surprised if he's here for a year. But if I'm the New York Jets, I would get as much out of him as possible because he ain't going to go back to the Packers. He's going to do like a one day. He'll do like a one-day contract and retire a Packer. I think that's what's going to happen after this whole Jets thing. I want at least 2 to 3 years. If you give me 2 to 3 years of Aaron Rodgers, I will be happy, and this has all been worth it. But if you give me 1 year, get me a Super Bowl. Get me a Super Bowl. Aaron is 40. If you ask Fireman Ed about Rodgers, he come in but leave in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
Good for that.
I think Rodgers is only gonna want to play for 1 year, and I've
Do
said
you
this
think
before.
so? Yeah,
I mean, he talks about retirement every year. I don't think that he
he
wants a
does.
long-term commitment. I don't think
Yeah.
that he wants a 2-year commitment. But I mean, I think that's like what a lot of this comes down to too. I say 2 years with Woody wanting him to groom Zach before he leaves. Yeah, I mean, but I could also see it like I mean, hey, best case scenario, they win the Super Bowl here, and then he could go retire. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, that's getting off in the sunset, just like he said in the Pat McAfee show. That was his dream, to be a Packer for life and winning a Super Bowl his last year and then retire. But it didn't
Yeah,
happen, and that's fine. But
he'll,
it's
he'll he'll make it happen here though.
man, let's make it happen here. It's
All
gonna
right, I
be
think that's gonna about just wrap it up though, right? You just about ready?
man. I got one more question in me, and
Sure.
then I'll wrap it up. As a Jet fan, what do you think that this means, because of all the history that we've had, all the history that everybody's had, whether you're a new fan, whether you've only been a fan for 10 years, if you've only been a fan since you were a kid, or you could be over 40 or 50 or 60 years old. What do you think this day means
To me, this
to
means
you?
that the New York Jets are finally turning a corner. They've realized that they've been bad for so many years. I think that they realize finally that they have the most passionate fan base in almost all of sports.
Hmm.
They owe us one, man. They do. We deserve this. Nobody deserves this more than us, man.
I agree. I agree 100%. 100%.
What does this mean to you?
Everybody knows my story about my history with the New York Jets and my history with the NFL. I work for the XFL, and I've worked for the St. Louis Rams. I worked for the Blues. I worked for the Bills. I have been the pun of everyone's jokes since I was a kid, just by being a Jets fan. Today means more to me than a lot of people think. My family gives me crap. My friends give me crap. I live right smack in the middle of the United States, where we have a lot of a mixed fan base of Bears, Kansas City, Rams, Cowboys, Steelers, you name it. There's only a few of us Jets fans here. And I have receipts of everybody. And if we win a Super Bowl, I'm going to rub it in everyone's face. I'm going to get
Oh,
an Uber.
absolutely.
I'm going to get an Uber. I'm going to go to everybody's house that's wronged me, and I am going to rub it in their face. This is
No
what
need for the Uber. I'll pick you up, man.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I've gotten my family, even my family, like it's horrible. But then you know what? I've always believed in this team that we will get it right one day, and I hope that this is the start of something special. So this day means a lot. Let's get that trade done. Let's sign Quinnen. Let's get some defensive backs. I have faith in JD. I really do. This is the best damn GM in all the league, in my personal opinion, and I think he'll get it done. I really do.
I agree, man. So Andrew, thank you, man. You could also check us out on all social media platforms at Everything NYJ. Gino, before we go,
What's up?
can you just hold up that trophy as we go off the air?
No, I'll do one better.
It's time!
There you go.
New York Jets football, baby. Come get some. We'll talk to you later. I guarantee you, man, this is going to be a great off season. Jet the hell up, man. Let's go.